Okay, yes, we are live. Episode 2. Behind the scenes, BTS with myself, Lewis Paris Fitness. And in front of me, we got Kev Performance. Kev_Performance, that's for you. For those of you who do not know. And we're back with another banger. Live from Studio 3. And about to get busy.
Yeah, you're loud, man.
Great way to start the show, Kev. How are you, sir?
Man, it's been a good week, man.
Oh, I like that. Get closer towards the mic. That sounded beautiful. You sound a bit like Barry White there. What's that tune? Whitney Houston, Killing Me Softly, yeah? Jeez.
Nah, I like a bit of Barry, you know.
Yeah?
Set the mood, you know.
Yeah? Set the mood, you know. Just pull that towards you a little bit more, you know what I mean? Okay, so I hope you guys listened in on the first episode. We're back with another banger, I hope. Yes, thanks for Studio 3 for having us. And let's recap a little bit for those of you that missed out or just joining us for the first time. So in episode 1, we spoke about the world athletics, perceptions, and why we thought hot yoga was fake. All right. So usually at the end of the show we do real or fake, right? And I asked Kevin, what do you think of hot yoga? And he said it's fake. And what was your reasons? Do you remember?
I think my reasons were I wasn't sure what the exact benefits were. Like just compared to doing it at normal temperature, really.
Yeah, and I think I just had a little rant on the world athletics in regards to no one was there. You know, Dana Asher Smith putting in the work. Is it 2 silvers, 1 gold, or 1 gold, or 2 golds, 1 silver? I can't even remember at the top of my head. But she done well, put in the hard work, got some PBs in as well. But she was running to an empty crowd. And for me, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, it's a bit harsh, you know? You're doing it for country. Yes, people might be seeing it across the world, but it's about being there live and direct, feeling the emotion. You know what I mean? That's what gives you the energy to drive, right? It's like when man's being drafted into the turf games, it's pressure, man. You got to perform. If you don't perform, you're going to look at you funny, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah, so there's a slight possibility, Kev, that I'm going to be doing turf games Feb 2020. Exclusive. Yeah, that's an exclusive. In the elite category.
So how does this work?
What do you mean?
Like what is the structure? I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. What is the structure of this turf games? It's like you've got like a number of teams, yeah?
Do you not know about turf games?
I've heard of it, but I don't really know.
To be honest, there's a lot of people that never really heard of turf games.
Is it like another kind of Tough Mudder style thing?
Not really.
Is it like CrossFit?
Yeah.
It's like a team
CrossFit, basically. Like a softer in quote unquote version of CrossFit, but it's in a team-based scenario. So obviously CrossFit's individual, turf games is team-based. Same sort of concept to some degree, but I don't think you do as many Olympic lifts. Let's say you're more on in quote unquote once more functional fitness side. You know what I mean? So think of your farmers carries involved. Think of there's loads of ski ergs and rowers and
all right, so it almost sounds like a modified strongman.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Right. I think it's a hybrid of all those competition types. How do we measure your fitness based on your strength and your endurance, your stamina? You know what I mean?
Now, I like the sound of it because so based on a team, you can get, say you know that our team's going to do X number of exercises, so we're going to get these two who are going to excel in these exercises. You can
look at it like that, yeah. Because I think at certain points, you pick a member of your team to do one thing.
All right,
and then someone else does the other. Then you partner up with another person, and then you all do one thing. at the top of my head. You know what I mean? But they split it up in, let's say, the everyday athlete and the elite. Yeah. So yeah, I was this close.
What?
This close to getting onto the Under Armour team.
Yeah.
I came 4th out of 12 guys, a few points behind second. But if I was on that, I would have made it to the Summer Games.
So with this, where did you think you dropped her points? Like,
It was. I tell you right, like anything in life, if you don't prepare,
yeah.
prepare to fail, right?
Yeah.
I never prepared for this.
Okay, yeah.
But I felt I did very good for the considering for the circumstances I was in.
Mm.
Now you had those 3 categories, right? The first one was 5 minutes time caps, all right, time lapse, whatever time caps, whatever. Boom, 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 boom. You've got to row 1,000 meters. Once you've done your 1,000 meters, you gotta jump off and do wall balls. Yeah. So what they do is they see who's the fastest. I came first in the rowing. That was 3 minutes 12, bro.
Wait, you came first in rowing.
Yeah,
you,
man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. When I get busy,
I'm gonna have to verify this.
What
Yeah?
it's there. It's there. I got 3 minutes 12 seconds, 1,000 meters. My legs were on fire. They exploded. By that time, me doing squat thrust into a wall throw, 20 kg, right? I weren't having it. I probably got about, I think it was about 20, 22. Some of them man got about 30. So I was lacking, I'm not going to lie. That's what made me fail on that bit. But I got the points from the rowing. Then you have 1 minute. You decide your weight. And you got to do as many reps as possible. So there were times your weight, times your reps in that minute time frame. So I should have went a bit lighter. I think I did 75 kg for about I think I did about 70 kg for 40 reps in a minute. And some man did about 60 for about 50. You know what I mean? So in a way, they just edged it a little bit. And I think I came 3rd or 4th in that one. But it was the last one that killed me. That's the one that really tests you, you know what I mean? Because 20 calories on the airdyne bike, the assault bike. What's next? 15 box jumps. 15 overhead, dumbbell overhead
snatches, yeah.
10 burpees, 20 calories on the bike. You got to do that in 5 minutes.
The bike is fucking fierce, man. Like,
yeah, I almost gave up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, just know that the quad burn you get, just
Yeah.
boy.
The guy next to me, he tore his quad. Yeah.
Doing what?
On the bike. The first 20 calories, he's going ham. I saw him going next to me. Next to me, I know he's on the floor. I'm like, what happened, man? You know what I mean? But I just about got that. Some man did it in about 3 minutes 20 seconds. I did it in about 4 minutes 50 something. I was dead. That was it. Game over. So that's what failed me, and that was the endurance stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's not what I'm really used to. I never prepared myself for it. I was just like, I'm just here. Let me see how far I get. You know what I mean? But that's a good way to measure that I was all right for a man that doesn't really train for this discipline.
Yeah.
You know. So now, whether I'm part of it or not, I still need to mentally prepare and be ready for this. You know what I mean? And then someone else has asked me to join his team for the following Saturday, so a week from now, to do turf games in Battersea.
You've been training, yeah?
I have been. I'm trying to get back into it. Yeah. I did a 3-hour session Monday.
Well, you done a 3-hour session?
Yeah. Leg session, yeah. It's beautiful. I'm
like
feeling it now.
Yeah, you sound like Stacks.
Yeah, Stacks 3 hours. No, I did more than Stacks. Yeah. Stacks just stands around, man.
So we've got this friend, Stacks. Is it Stacks Fitness or Stacks _
Stacks Fit?
Yes, Stacks Fit. And anyway, he would often do like 2 to 3 hour sessions, multiple sessions per day, you know.
Yeah, but most of the time he's just standing there, isn't it? He's conversating.
Yeah, plus he's like mobility, activation stuff. He'll train, maybe do some boxing at the end. I think he just loves it, you know. Fair play.
Well, when you got time on your hands, you know, I don't know.
Fair play.
You know.
But yeah, I've got a question for you though.
Oh no. Master Kev with the questions.
It's a burning question. So you recently done what 45-hour fast? What 40
Technically 51.
or 51? Yeah, okay. And yeah, I mean, what made you want to do it? What did you learn from it?
Uh, so what got me into it is that, like I put on my feed, because I did document it, a little vlog. I've always been one to sort of dive a little deeper into rabbit holes. If I find something, it's always going to lead to something. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Why does this? Why does this lead into this? Or why is this in line with that? Or what? You know what I mean? It's always leading into each other. So I already had an idea in regards to what fasting was about and what the benefits were, and when people before people really understood it or jumped onto the wave, I knew about intermittent fasting. And I was following these guys called the Hodge twins. And they were one of the first ones to jump on it, and they vlogged their experience. So they used to fast from, as they started on, let's say, 16:8, and then they dropped it to 18:6, and then 24. You know what I mean? So they were fasting regularly, and they said, these are the benefits, man. These are cool, blah, 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 da, 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 da. So it's always been at the back of my mind, and I've always lent towards a rich vegetable diet. And every time I've told you about this, you look at me and say, what's wrong with you? But I've always been like that, Kev. I've always been man to I like a good salad. It's a good time. Look, man, I feel good. I look good. I'll munch down a salad. You know what I mean? I'll be that guy. I have my meal and I have a big bowl of salad next to me. That's a beautiful feeling.
I think it's a good idea.
You know what I mean? So I came across this podcast. One of my mates passed it on to me. Reggie Yates. It's called Lentil Lovers. And he had a guest on called Coop. And he spoke about fasting. And he gave these guys a challenge to do a 48-hour water fast where they don't consume no food, and literally just drink water throughout the 2 days, right? So I thought, one, I could do with a detox. Two, I don't mind the challenge. I can do with the challenge. And three, if I can do this, I can do anything, so to speak. That was the mindset behind it. And he was talking about the benefits in regards to, it's good for cleansing the body. It's good for allowing your internal organs to just rest. So if you really think about it, Kev, when does your internal organs actually rest?
When you're asleep.
Do you think that's enough time though? Because look how much stuff you consume, right? To be honest, we can't get away from toxins. It's everywhere, right? So it's all about being mindful in regards to what you consume, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what he's saying and what a lot of people ain't in line with, which is fine. Everyone has their own opinion. You do you, I do me. I might preach about it, but I ain't going to try force you to do anything, right? So you can sit there and eat about 10 steaks a day and have a packet of crisps with some chocolate, whereas I'm going to try and be as nutritious as I can to help my body reap the benefits, right? So I'll eat a vegetable-rich meal because I know this is what's going to fuel me and give me the most benefit. You know what I mean? I.e. vitamins and minerals, proteins, carbs, whatever, good fats, whatever, right? I'd rather get that from the source. And I mean the source in terms of vegetation instead of secondary source. That's how I see it. Each to their own. Because we could go back and forth and this is a never-ending debate. So I did that for the same reason why he was promoting it. And it was in the same sort of... It was in line with what I was thinking. So I thought, that seems cool. He's confirmed what I've been thinking and researching. Why not? And to be honest, I did it. First 24 hours, I didn't feel hungry. Or I felt a sense of hunger, but it was just more so, I'm doing this, I feel good, I know what I'm about to, I know what I'm going to expect, which is the feeling of hunger, right?
Yeah.
So drinking water, 24 hours. So I didn't sleep well the first night. That was from when I stopped eating at 6 o'clock Sunday. And I think I was thinking too much about the fast and how it's going to make me feel. Got through the day. I had a nap on Monday after that nap, I felt alive, right? I was like, okay, let's get busy. Moving on to the second day, that's when I started to feel it a little bit more. More so in the fact that I wasn't hungry, I just had the urge to taste something. You know what I mean? So I'd think in my mind, oh, I want this chicken dish, or I can go to this restaurant, I could taste this orange juice, or you know what I mean? I just wanted my taste buds to have something. It wasn't the fact that I was feeling hungry. I just wanted to taste something. You know what I mean? I was feeling a little bit tired, but that was probably because I didn't sleep well enough. If I got better sleep, I would have felt a lot better. But the interesting thing was I felt a lot sharper. And I don't know if that was because, one, my body is already conditioned to eating regularly. So it's like, oh, what's happening here? He needs to eat. Or we need to make him eat. We don't want him to think, maybe he's starving. We want him to sort of suppress this hunger, so to speak. That's what my mind or my body's going through, right? So they say it's mind over matter. And during this time, my body's fine, but my mind is all over the place. So if I can smell something, it's almost heightened. So the way I would put it is that, like Spider-Man, my spider senses are tingling. You know what I mean? Like my concentration was on, my sense of smell was like immense. You know what I mean? And I just felt more mentally clear as well. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel lethargic or tired, or my mind wouldn't wander as much. The only time it will sort of divert is as if it got to a certain point in the day, say around 12, 1 o'clock on the second day, where I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I just want to taste something now. This water is getting a bit boring now, you know what I mean? But I felt good. I felt alive. And I think everyone will benefit from it.
Yeah, I think you made some interesting points there. So I think so. You said you felt kind of sharp, mentally sharper, more alert.
Big time.
And that's funny. So one of my clients who fasts quite regularly, he's actually said he feels the same things. So I think the other good point you brought up was about the feeling of hunger.
What is hunger?
Yeah, so coming back to that, so I think with the people that we work with, lots of people want to lose weight. Now, I think one of their challenges is they struggle to separate the feeling of hunger and actually being hungry. So it's where I think hydration is actually a big thing. So
big time. It goes to show how dehydrated we really are.
Yeah. I've got this thing where whenever I get home, I feel like I'm hungry. So I've almost got this routine where I purposely just sit down for 10 minutes and drink water.
Yeah.
Once I've done that, the feeling just kind of passes.
Yeah. Even when I was younger, I was told even when you feel hungry, just drink water.
Yeah, because the feeling got similar. I think the body often confuses hydration and hunger.
Exactly. So what I would say is, right, which I pointed out and I was like, oh, that's interesting. While I was detoxing, drinking all this water, and I was going to the toilet quite regularly.
It'd be easy.
Easy. Normally, when I drink a lot of water, it runs straight through me, and it's like clear as day. But I'm drinking this now on my fast, and it's still like a hinge of yellow. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I must be really detoxing still.
Yeah, that's meant to be alright. That's meant to be slightly.
Yeah. So it is good, but I must be still detoxing because it's not exactly going in and straight out again. Like nothing's happening, if that makes sense. So I felt that quite interesting. At the same time, even though I'm drinking all this water, I still felt a little dehydrated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I'm not drinking enough, really. Is 2 liters really the minimum? But you have to understand, we get a lot of water through our foods if we are eating the right foods.
And I know with that feeling, especially in the summertime, your electrolyte balance is a big thing. So you maybe drink a lot of water, but you feel kind of thirsty still.
True.
No salt. What's that?
That's a fact, actually, yeah.
But so see, based on what you said, about say intermittent fasting, it's like my approach is always who's in front of me and what can they follow. Now, I think I've told you many times that I prefer to start eating later on in the day because I prefer to have a bigger dinner. So I can easily go up until 3, 5 p.m. Before I eat. So I think with these kind of approaches, it's a case of the individual needs to think about their schedule, their preferences, and how they operate. For example, some people just cannot handle hunger. Like they get moody, they get angry, and I know for me, I don't get like that, so I can't. Yeah, I don't know what it feels like to be in their position.
Yeah.
But I think the good thing is that you take fasting. It's one of many tools out there to help people get their results. So I think it's
Well, as long as people
yeah.
understand what's the
Say the
key
pro,
rule.
yeah, so pros and cons, and again, I think with fasting, one discussed this with someone recently. Where many people go wrong is they just say, "Right, I've read it, it's done this way, so I'm just going to follow that." Whereas I would say, "Right, look at your routine and just almost start in a way that fits you." So you may say, "Right, I'm gonna begin fasting maybe just for 6 hours for week one, then eight hours for week two." I mean, doesn't make sense. So it's not a case of I'm just gonna do say 16-hour fast because so and so does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I think the point I'm making is it's one of many tools to help people get their results, and I think we all should try to avoid seeing like any approaches as a religion.
True.
You know, so I'm not going to kind of get all of my clients to fast. You know, I've got some clients who do shift work, some do night work. You know, so I've got to consider those things.
Yeah. It's true. I say everyone jumps on the bandwagon.
True. And speaking about that word bandwagon, you mentioned vegetables. People should eat lots of vegetables like daily. It's good for you. You know, no sarcasm there. But it brings me on to an important point. Now you know what?
What?
I've got a confession.
Oh no!
I'm actually vegan.
Stop lying, man.
No, it's true. I'm vegan. However, I just like to have some meat with my
For
my
goodness
veg.
sake!
And let's talk about kind of a hot.
Where did we go? We went to Wingstop the other day. There's other wings shops available, but
That was like 2 months ago. Come on. Man.
So this is recent.
Yeah.
Huh? So what's a typical day for you, Kev? What you eating?
What a typical day?
Yeah.
Jeez. Let's say meal one. I'll have a like overnight kind of protein yogurt oats thing that I make.
God, I don't know how you guys eat that, man. Yeah.
But with that, what's mainly for me is mainly a scoop of protein powder, yogurt, maybe frozen berries
But
or
I've
blueberries.
seen your one. Yours looks like sick.
No, you ain't seen a new one. Man.
New one?
Yeah.
No, I've seen. I'm just like, oh god.
Have you tasted it?
I don't want to.
2.0, man. Come on.
2.0.
Come on, man.
You know when you say you eat with your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I can't eat, that's making me vomit before I even want to think about eating what you're eating. No. Overnight oats. I don't know how you guys eat that. All right, go on. That's meal one.
Anyway, so say meal two, it will just be like a fish and vegetables. So maybe salmon.
Yeah.
And any
Who's
vegetables
vegan?
like vegetables.
Yeah, where's the fish coming in?
It's the addition.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so for me,
you're more
and meal
vegetarian than you are vegan.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the sound of that.
You know what I mean? Go on.
Oh yeah, because vegan they don't eat any. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Third meal. Actually, I'm lying. So in between then, I may have a coffee, kind of thing. If I have a snack, maybe I may have popcorn actually.
Yeah.
But then meal three. Meal three is where I can almost. It's where I can freestyle and be quite flexible. See, because I started eating late in the day. Let's say it gets to 8-9 p.m. I've most probably not had my last meal. So then, if it's a case of someone goes, let's meet at this restaurant or meet some friends and do this and this or whatever. I guess for me that is where I see the benefit of say eating later on in the day or fasting, so to speak. But typically I just keep it easy. So meal three, I choose a carb, maybe rice, pasta, whatever I feel like.
But how many calories do you
Choose a
end up
meat.
eating daily? Do you know?
See, yeah, that depends whether I'm consciously kind of tracking or eyeballing it or if I'm freestyling. That's the thing.
Yeah, but hasn't it got to a point where you just know what's right for you?
As a number, I think for me, just from experience, I'm pretty good at eyeballing.
Yeah. So you eat, say in the typical, you just know in your mind, this, and this is gonna be my intake. For example, I'm gonna eat
Yes,
eat
yeah,
at
yeah,
this
yeah.
time, and this is what I'm gonna eat,
Yeah.
and this is approximately how much I'm gonna be consuming without actually tracking, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But let's come on to the big thing of game changers, like the latest Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
It's hot news, man.
It is.
It's polarizing. It's made to sell. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
No, I want to hear your thoughts on it because you've got a lot to say on it.
Yeah,
Everyone's got their
yeah.
opinion, right?
Yeah.
Everyone naturally has their opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my eyes, all right, as long as there is clear evidence, it could be on either end of the debate. Person A and person B, they both have evidence.
Yep.
And they both make sense.
But on that point, the things like when we say with evidence, we look at, say, research, and there's also like a hierarchy. So it's like me. I look at all of the people I've worked with over what, say, like 10 years. I would be lying if I said to you I've got everyone amazing results. So I may now say, right, Lewis, I'm going to show you evidence of my clients, and I kind of cherry pick the ones who've done well to kind of and that almost see by doing that, I'm sending you in one direction, and that is what I think these documentaries do well. You look at Cowspiracy, What the Health, and Game Changers.
But is it not just an eye opener at least?
To a degree, but at the same time, I would actually want to say no, because let's say we've now just discussed the fasting, and we can now try to influence people by just saying all of the good things. But then we see between us, we've brought up points which people need to think about, such as how well do you handle hunger? You know, look at your moods. Do you work shifts? You know, what is your schedule like? So whereas we could say all of the nice things, and people may think, yeah, you know what, I'm going to try fasting.
Everything.
Like
Everything, right?
So then, my point is, this is what these documentaries do very well. They're sending people just down one direction.
Then it's up for us in terms of how we consume that information.
But then, is it up to us? However, they know that the majority of people who watch these documentaries, they don't understand research, and they play that very, very well.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, Kev. Are you a wolf or a sheep? Are you going to follow the pack? Are you going to be gullible and do everything someone else is telling you, if that makes sense? Now, this is how people confide in other people, is when that person who's talking to you is confident about what they're saying.
Yeah.
Now, if it comes across with enough conviction, then that person who's consuming that information will turn around and say, oh, maybe that's right. So it's the same thing, like, it's not what you are, what you eat, but it's like, if you're in an environment, you're going to become that environment. If you're always around negativity, you're going to become negative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're surrounded by a lot of meat eaters, you're going to consume that. If you're in a part of a cult or culture where they're eating a lot of their vegetation and they're spiritual, you may become, you know what I mean? If you really like someone and they're into yoga and you're following them everywhere, you're going to become into yoga, aren't you? So you are what you become. Because listen, if you was with me all week, mate, you'll be into turf games, ready to go. You know what I mean? We'll be training all the time, mate.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll be putting some mindset posts up. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, that's too
some
much.
Oster Fit shit. You know what I mean? You'll be getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? So what did I tell you today? Let's have a beer. Oh, no, I'm drinking water. And before you know it, I've got 2 beers here and you picked up the second one. Exactly. You was influenced, weren't you?
What are you talking about?
You was influenced. Everyone is easily influenced. Some people have a better wall up. Some people are not as naive. Everyone soaks in information differently. Now it's up to that individual to say, yes, this is right. Maybe this is true. Will this work for me? I don't need to listen to this. It was a good. It's information. Some for it's fictional, some for it's non-fictional. You know what I mean? You know, but there are facts, whether we like it or not. Okay? So if you want to continue eating meat, like, what's his name? Amelia Omega, I can't remember his name, the Omega guy, you know what I'm saying? And he turned around, he had some interesting arguments towards it in regards to, he made an interesting point, right? He said, if I want to live to 107, I'll continue to eat veg, but I'm good to living up to 70, 80, so I'll continue eating meat.
That's bullshit,
What does that
man.
say?
That's bullshit, man. He sounds like a clown, man. Come on, man.
This is the thing. Everyone's got their own opinion. So at the end of the day, say your piece and move on because it's not that deep, right? At the end of the day.
And that is, you know your point. It's not that deep. And it goes back to the point I made that I think you want to avoid following something like it's a religion.
True.
You know?
So I say cherry pick. Do what you feel is comfortable for you. If you want to make some changes, yes, good for you. If not, then continue doing you. And then if something happens, then turn around and try something else. You know what I mean? So the information is out there to say, the amount of times stuff have changed, different things have changed in the media, right? You can eat this amount of red meat and you'll be fine. Oh no, you've eaten this amount of red meat, you're going to get cancer. How many times has this been spoke about in the media?
Yeah, but then that's the issue. You know, you shouldn't be getting your nutrition information from the media. I mean, I think that's rule number one.
So where should people get it then? Because some people just may not have the time or just believe what they see on the news, right?
True. Yeah, true.
So it's all about, same way Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying, it's all marketing.
Yeah.
Really and truly, it's all marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the way something is pulled across in front of you will determine how you will consume, or if it's relatable, then you're more in line to go with it, right?
Let's discuss Arnie. It's quite interesting. You look at a man who's built his physique when he was doing bodybuilding, eating like boatloads of meat. All of a sudden, he now sees the popularity of plant-based products and plant-based diets, and now he's about to release a range.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Oh. Interesting, huh?
Well, life's a roller coaster. That's all I'm saying.
He clearly sees the dollar signs rolling.
Well, at the end of the day, Kev, like, really and truly, at the end of the day, like, time, evolution, time, change, time, right? Everything is going to adapt, change, move, shift. Nothing stays the same. So if there's evidence on someone spending, really and truly, how clean or how good is evidence from any side of the party? Is it done in a lab? Is it done in real life testing? Not everyone is built the same. We all are different, but we all are similar, right? So all I'm saying is, take what you want to take from it and do you. If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, just don't rant about it. Or if you're involved with something, don't try and put someone else on. So if you're vegan, you're vegetarian, don't try and make the next person in front of you to be that, to help the planet.
They're the worst, man.
So just do you. Relax.
They ain't gonna listen to you.
You know? So
they ain't gonna listen to you. Like.
But at the same time, Kev, is it too little, too late? Like, listen, we're burning all these fossil fuels and now they want to bring in electric, but no one wants to go for it. You know what I mean? Is it too little, too late?
Because...
But then you could be self-sustainable if you grew yourself a plot of, let's say, a vegetable patch, right, in your back garden. You can sustain yourself for life. You don't need to go to the farmer's market.
I've started, bruv.
You know what I mean?
I've got an apple
To be honest,
tree.
everyone should have some fruit, some veg.
I've got an apple and pear tree in my garden.
Listen, get a couple chickens, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep it kosher. You know what I'm saying? Just get some eggs ready. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is, don't consume dairy, man.
Why?
I've always gone down that path. Are you a baby cow, mate? And I understand, right? It's pumped with hormones, mate. And there's already hormones in this milk you're consuming. What any good is it for you? You know what I mean? For me personally, and for a lot of people, it could go left, it can go right.
Calcium, protein.
Well, this is the thing.
Facts.
There's been other evidence to say that it has almost the reverse effect on, let's say, what's the word? How do you pronounce this word? I can't even pronounce it now.
Or what? Osteoporosis.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Let's say that it's a form of, and it can cause that. We're better off just getting it from spinach, kale. You know what I mean?
but then I mean osteoporosis. If you're doing weight bearing exercises, like that's another way to kind of counteract it.
Consume more veg, man. We could go about this all day, mate. This is what I'm saying. Each to their own. You know, I've stopped drinking milk years ago.
What if you got your milk from, like, say, a local farmer, somebody reliable?
I don't want to drink cow's pus, mate.
I think you've been dramatic, man.
Is that not what it is?
Like, I don't know who's got you into this. Yeah,
Is that not what it is?
I don't know who's got you into this, yeah, but you know.
Would you drink another woman's breast milk?
I mean, the thing is, you know, we can play what ifs all day. You know, I'd say no, yeah, but you know, let's just say World War III kicked off and you know shit got blown up and we're living off rations and you know. In fact, have you ever seen pictures of like war rations?
No.
See, you are grown up if you are growing up back in the war, yeah, you would drink milk.
That's way back when.
You'd be drinking milk.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We've got the internet in front of us. Not everything that we see online is true at the end of the day. To be honest, in all honesty, you know what I mean. I can turn around and say, let's just think of it like this. Every brand, every company, no matter what it is, wants you to invest in them. Now they will give you the red carpet treatment for you to dive in and believe in their product, their service. Until you've crossed that line and you've gone inside the doors and seen what the club is really like, you don't know. Because it looks all glamorized. And remember, the same way if you used to go out on a night out and there's a big queue outside in the club, they do that on purpose to make it look as if it is busy. So they'll make the line long. Now, until you get into that club, you don't know what's really going on. It's true. So until you're involved in something, you don't know what's really going on. So it's up to you whether you want to. Everything's a risk, big or small. Right? You can eat that steak. You can have a steak a day for all I care. But don't come up to me and say you having a mini heart attack in the corner. You know what I mean? That's your own fault. Who told you to eat the big rumpus of steak every fucking day? Yeah? Excuse my French. Yeah? Whereas you could have just kept it kosher and had ate your greens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's wrong with having greens with my steak? What's the problem?
Listen, all in moderation, mate. That's what I say. Live your life. Enjoy your life. If it's to be, it's to be. Well, listen, right? As soon as we're born, we're dying. We're on our way. So it's going to be sped up or it's going to be slowed down. It's your decision. Smoke, you've cut off a few years. Drink, you've maybe cut off a few years. Eat a bit of steak, some beef, some lamb. You've maybe cut off a couple months.
Come on.
Eat some veg, you've added on, you know what I mean? Listen, if there's people out there, right? I tell you what. If we sat two men in the corner, right? They live exactly the same life. One of them did not drink any water, bottles of water, none of that shit.
That's just stupid, isn't it? Come on.
He was drinking everything else but that. And we just played it out. Who's going to live longer?
This ain't a serious question, man. This is not a serious question, man.
Listen, we could play scenarios all day, mate. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's got their opinion. That's all I'm saying. Kev ain't impressed right now.
I don't know if I should say this, you know.
You've opened up Pandora's box. You got to keep going. You got to keep throwing them.
Yeah,
You got to
fuck
keep
it.
looking through that chest.
Fuck it. So this was 19. All right, so 2 years ago, I was seeing someone in it,
Go on. That's a good
and
time.
she was vegan. You know, always giving me a hard time about eating meat, killing animals. #vegan for life. I noticed that she's recently converted. You know, she's come back to the good side.
What's she doing?
She's eating meat again, man. You know, she's like enjoying life. You know,
What, steaks and all sorts?
with everything, man.
Everything.
Steaks, chicken, like. And I see what's on her plate, and even I don't eat that much. It's like, boy, that's. But I think from going vegan, I think it increased her appreciation for meat and just the tastiness, you know, like. You know, T-bone steak, sirloin steak, you know. That's a good time. Oh dear.
All I'm saying is, I'm off the red meat.
What, since when?
What do you mean since
Like-
when? Since my fast. I've completely gone off it. No pork. I might be impartial for bacon butty, you know what I mean? But I'm out. I'm out. The only time I'm going to eat red meat is maybe at Christmas. You know
What?
I mean?
So
I'm out.
if next Friday,
Maybe twice a year.
if next Friday I take you out for like a T-bone steak, what, you're gonna sit there and not touch it?
Well, I might take it, but then I'm like, I can't eat anything else for maybe another 6 months.
Boy. I don't know what's got into you. You know what you're doing is not right, man. I don't know what's got into you, man. Like, it's.
All I'm saying is, Kev, I look good, I feel good, I smell good. That's all I'm saying.
Oh dear.
Each to their own. Enjoy it. Peppercorn sauce and the lot, mate. Yeah? Balancing out.
Can you still go Wingstop?
Of course, it's
Yeah?
chicken.
All right.
I eat chicken.
All right.
Yeah. It's just red meat, dairy, I'm out. You know? I'm out. I'm out.
Oh dear.
Don't knock it till you try it, innit? That's what I'm saying. Just don't knock it till you try it. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, bro. Have you lost faith in me or something?
I just want you to live, you know, innit? Like,
I'm
you know,
living.
like T-bone steak, sirloin steak,
I'm
you know,
living.
rump steak, you know, just.
And how long does it take for it to digest in your body?
Well, it varies person to person.
Okay, on average.
Couple of hours.
No, it doesn't, bruv. How long does steak, how long does beef take to digest in your
I
body?
mean, you look at what is the average portion size, and we're not gonna be eating kilos of beef in one go, are we?
Let's say 8-ounce steak. How long is that meat going to be being processed in your body?
Couple of hours, like.
It's longer than that, mate.
And we talk about this being processed in the body. Why is this a bad thing? You know, everything that goes in our mouths is going to be kind of processed.
Yeah, but let's say this, right? If you had steak once a month, fine.
Yep.
Weekly, that's an addiction.
Addiction.
Every
Boy,
week,
that's- I don't know. I think
once a
that's
week.
I think you're treading on dangerous waters there, man.
Okay,
So
let's
a
say
weekly steak
three
is
times a
addiction.
week. 3 times a week.
Yeah, that's cool. What's wrong with that? That's
Three
cool.
times a week.
Yeah,
Bit of steak.
yeah.
For me, that's just too heavy, mate.
I mean, we're looking at, all right, let's say you have your steak on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, all right, we could isolate that one meal, but what does the rest of those days look like? You know, you're getting lots of veg in there, a variation of foods, different carb sources, you know, like. I mean, I think for me, the thing is that so long as we're eating a variation of food, you're getting enough fruit and vegetables on top of that.
But does
Unless-
everyone do that, though?
That's the thing, no. But the thing is that unless you have a genuine allergy or intolerance, there's nothing for you to be scared about.
Which is true.
And the thing is that we can be
But-
extreme as some people. Yes, we have some people have sedentary lifestyles. They're drinking a lot. They're probably doing a couple of lines as well. And they've got a bad diet. So we can be extreme and look at those examples. And when we kind of use those people as examples, then it may look like, oh, such and such food is bad. But it's the case of, well, so-and-so has a bad lifestyle just all around. Like,
what is bad though? Because I'm trying to tell you,
sedentary, lack of exercise, overeating. Probably you could ask that maybe bad sleep,
well,
lack
the
of stress.
underlying fact is control.
Yes,
Really and truly, it's all about control.
yes.
Now, if someone is continuously eating, when you have too much of one thing, it's bad for you, right? Too much of one thing is bad for you.
It depends.
You know
I
what
mean, is too much fruit bad for you? I mean, it's kind of hard to.
let's say
it's
if you
hard to
ate,
overeat some
let's
things,
say
isn't it?
if you had about 3 oranges every day.
Well, that's bad for you.
It could be a bit
Jesus.
detrimental. They say the amount of sugar in that. You know what I mean?
Jesus, that's nothing. to be
3
scared of, man.
oranges. You know what I mean? Every day.
Jesus.
You know, but you could say if you overconsume on vitamin C, you piss it right out, right? I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but there's some foods out there. For example, if you continuously ate on the hour, every 2-3 hours, you was consuming good handfuls of cashew nuts or something.
But then I think the issue there is because they're so dense in calories. The issue more is that now so and so is overeating, which I think is the issue. For most
Overeating,
people.
but then you can also some people can also build up or discover allergies. You know what I mean, to certain things if they overeat on it. You know what I mean? I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's all about control. I want everyone to enjoy their life, and I want them to understand how their body reacts to certain foods when they eat it. That's all. That is all, right? So if you react a certain way because you're consuming so much of one thing, or you've eaten that one little bit. For example, if I was to drink milk now, I'm gonna blow up, mate.
Well, yeah, because you've restricted it for so long. I mean, that's your fault, man. You know, you fucked up.
There we go.
You messed up.
I don't need it though.
Like,
Listen,
you know, I
I
guess
still enjoy a bar of chocolate every now and then. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good. What's your favorite bar, man?
I don't know, mate. It used to be a Snickers. Yeah. It might vary to a Twix.
I mean,
A bit of Maltesers. You know what I mean? If you want something sweet, Galaxy's the rich one.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I was a sucker for M&Ms. I could go all day,
Yeah,
man.
that's good, man. That's
you know?
good.
But say if I got a competition coming up,
Yeah.
then like this turf games malarkey,
Yeah.
then I'll be very restrictive and say, you know what? I don't need that. Let's try and be as pure or clean as possible so I'm ready.
Right.
And then I'll overindulge after that and have a good time.
All right.
So for that reason, cool. Cut off, restrict. If you're trying to reach certain goals, all we're really doing is trying to teach people to be how to be more in control.
Yep.
At the end of the day, really, if anything. So you understand what their eating habits are, what is actually going on through their day to day.
And habits, I think the key word.
Is habits, right? So it's saying, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that. Why don't we try this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then before you know, oh, okay. Because they've restricted themselves or they've just been more mindful in terms of what they're consuming. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, that was the key word you just said there. So being more mindful.
If you're not, then
Yeah.
God help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
So I mean, to all of our listeners, you know, we're not trying to say don't have fun. You know, eat lots of vegetables, eat lots of protein. You know, have different sources, enjoy yourself, limit your cocaine intake. You know, just be sensible. You know.
Is that just towards the finance lot?
Wait, no comment.
No comment. They're living a good life.
You know what?
What?
I'm trying to think if they follow me on day.
I think it's too late for that now. We've opened Pandora's box.
So I've got a friend who's also a personal trainer, yeah, and it was maybe a couple of years ago, and her client Christmas time, her client said to her, so you know, would you like some champagne or a gram of cocaine for Christmas? And It's just how
It's normalized.
how calm it was said. Like
Because it's
say,
normal in their world.
yeah, say we turn up here and they say to us, "Oh, Lewis, Kevin, do you want a bottle of water or do you want some beer?" It's just how normal it was. Like, no, just some
Yeah, but
champagne, cocaine.
this is the thing, right? No matter what, like I was saying earlier, we are a product of our environment.
Yep.
Now, being a personal trainer,
Yep.
you're in an environment, you're in that world of health and fitness, well-being, whatever you want to call it. You're involved,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay? Which means we may talk a certain way, we may act a certain way, we may dress a certain way, we'll do things a certain way. Now, if we turn around and look at people who are involved in media, we look at people who are involved in the banking sector, industry, whatever you want to call it. We look at people who work in the transport industry. We just look at other people in general. They're in the exact same boat. They're just doing it because it's part of that bubble, that environment, that culture. That's their world, right? So, I don't remember what I'm getting at, but yeah. Everyone's just consumed in what they're initially involved with. You know what I mean? So it just sounds like I don't even know what world that woman's in. But it just seems like cocaine is the norm, mate.
Media.
Some long hours in there. They want to live a good life, the best life.
Yeah. But I've noticed these last few weeks you've been sounding pretty quite spiritual. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
for goodness sake.
is there something you'd like to enlighten us on, or
Mate, I've always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just more open with it now. I'm trying to get people to understand me.
Yeah. Okay.
And understand myself.
Yeah.
It's almost like you as the individual.
Yep.
Kevin.
Yep.
Your brand, your company, Kev
Yep.
Performance, right? Personal training.
Yep.
And then it's like, what do you call that chart? The two circles and the
Oh yeah, what the 2 or 3? But they
let's just say 2 at
overlap.
least.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it's where they sort of come together, but they separate at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do here. So you've got the Lewis Paris Fitness, then you got Lewis Paris, and then what makes it? How does it work? Why did they gel? Where is it coming from? How does it work? How can this be? How can this relate to you? Why is this company different? Why is Lewis different? If that makes sense. So when it comes to, let's say, you thinking I'm spiritual, when really and truly, I've always had the mindset of trying to make people think outside the box, or say if we had like we've been doing today, an argument, a debate.
Yep.
Whether I like it or not, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So you can see the other side of it.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you what's over the fence.
Yeah.
So you can see where I'm coming from, and then you can make the decision whether you want to stick with what you've know or what you've learned, or put them together and say, I'm wiser from it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not about me being spiritual. It's just about me trying to install positivity, encouragement, and show that I'm real, man. Shit's real out here. I just want you to enjoy life and be confident in yourself and how you're approaching things.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Lewis Pratt Fitness is all about your attitude to fitness and life.
Pastor Lou, isn't it? Shit. That's a new hashtag.
No, progress with Paris is the new hashtag. I got about 3 hashtags, you know.
Yeah.
Lewis Paris Fitness.
Yeah.
Pushing you to greatness.
Yeah.
Progress with Paris.
Yeah, and number 4, Pastor Lou, man.
Oh, for goodness sake.
That's a good hashtag, you know.
Oh, mate.
I think it fits in with your personality, you know.
No, I'm out. Dear God. I think you should do an exclusive, mate.
What do you mean?
I think you should. We got the cameras rolling.
Yeah.
Exercise of the week.
Yeah.
I want you to be my guest for this month.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, just start doing some exercise in front of the camera and explain. I'll explain to the audience here because they might not hear you. So you can show us visually, and I'll explain to the audience what you're doing and the benefit of this Z exercise you're about to demonstrate.
So what do I need to do?
Anything you like.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's long, man. Nah.
Come on, man, exclusive, mate.
I thought you meant like in...
Just edit it a little bit, put a bit of music, I'll narrate over it, you know what I mean? Just cut the audio, it's a good time.
I thought you meant like in 2 months or something.
Oh, for goodness. Yeah, if I tell you to do something, it's going to take a year for it to happen,
Wait,
man.
that's not true, man. Come on, man.
Really?
Nah, that's not true, man.
Oh, dear God. Save us all, that's what I say. Yeah. Fun times. So you're not getting involved in any competitions? Is there no drive now? Is there no drive for you? Are you still working out once a week? Doing that at least
2 or 3 times a week.
How are you splitting it? Is it all total body?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay mobile.
Yep.
You doing any sports massage?
Nope.
Why not?
Should I be?
I think so.
Yeah. You got any referrals?
Catherine Stone.
Yeah.
Neo Massage. That's my plug right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Jeez.
good, man. I see her once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I booked her in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
What was it? Does it hurt?
Yeah. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself because I haven't seen her in like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Since I got back from holiday. I saw her a couple of weeks before I went on holiday. That was in August, September, October. We're in November now. So I ain't seen her for that amount of time. I've started to retrain again.
Yeah. All right.
I feel my body's a bit tight, mate.
Yeah.
I can feel some knots and she's going to kill me. Sometimes it's needed though because we naturally have that ability to refrain from hurting ourselves. It's like our fail safe. So if we was to mentally or physically massage ourselves, we'll do it to the point of, let's say, pain.
Yeah.
Where someone who doesn't know that is just gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we need that, right? That's what I need right now.
All right.
It's needed, man. I feel alive.
That's good.
I feel ready. Especially with this comp. You got me just thinking about it now. All right.
I've got a real or fake for you today.
Oh, is it my turn? That's a first.
Jeez.
Oh, all right. I was about to give you one there, mate. God, I think I'm ready for this. First time ever.
Let me just get ready.
All right. Quench you first. Just... All right, here we go.
All right, so real or fake? Having cheat meals or cheat days with your nutrition.
Either a cheat meal or a cheat day.
Yeah.
I have to avoid that question, mate.
Why?
One, if I was to choose, because I used to do it in the past, I'll probably go with cheat day.
Yeah. All right, so cheat day, real or fake?
Each to their own preference. The past in me would say real.
Yeah.
The present in me would say fake.
Yeah, I agree.
Because one, food is not a prize,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And to me, there's no such thing as a cheat meal or day.
Yes, yeah, exactly that.
So
I think,
fake or overall?
Yeah. It's, I look at the kind of people we work with. And in fact, look at some of the points you've brought up. So you've brought up vegetables a lot. Things like that should form the base of your diet anyway. So you're kind of ticking these boxes of, I eat, X servings of vegetables per day. I eat enough fruit. I have a variation of different foods. But I'm going to have a chocolate bar. Why should you feel guilty about that? You know, if otherwise, if it's a case of your diet consists of many chocolate bars, then yes, that's the issue. But it's food, and we know that some foods are more beneficial than other foods. So get a balance, and all right, if you have one bad meal or one kind of bad day, kind of look at the bigger kind of picture.
Very true.
Yeah. But I think in terms of who we work with, most people would like to look and feel better. At the same time, they want to do things like enjoying food, enjoy nights out, have some wine, have some beer every now and then.
Yeah.
So I think it's an issue when you start to associate guilt or those kind of feelings with your food.
Yeah.
I'm just think about it this way. If I went to my girlfriend tomorrow and said, "Oh, you know what? I want to have a cheat day for my relationship." Just you imagine the kind of reaction I would get.
Yeah. That's a bit dark. That. You know what I mean? Good analogy, though.
But as you said, so
now what did you It made me. I felt like a stalker
Yeah. Jeez.
because I told you, right? I swear, I messaged Kev. I was out in a restaurant. I was out for a kids' party, and we was in Pizza Express. And I look over and I'm like, why does this girl look so familiar? Oh, that's Kevin's client. I messaged Kev and I'm like, yo, Kev, I see your client drinking a whole heap of wine and eating and just scoffing down some pizza, man. What are you gonna do about it? What did you do about it, man? Did you do anything about it? Did you mention it?
I mean, I think they're gonna know now, isn't it? You know, is it? Yeah.
I'm like a investigator on that
And
one.
it's a good point. You know what? I think it's interesting because, you know, the kind of relationship we have with our clients, we kind of, we want them to be open, but the more information they give us and when they're open with us, it's helping us to help them.
Of course.
So if I come to you and say, hey, Lewis, you know what? You know, this month's going to be crazy for me. It's my wife's birthday on Saturday. I've got a party next week. I've got 2 things to work the week after. I need to give you that information so you can then say, right, Kevin, let's look at doing A, B, and C around these events just to try to keep you on track. I don't really see how it benefits the client in particular to kind of withhold that information. But then you know what it is? I think we discussed this in the last episode. Based on perceptions people can have of us, it's one of the reasons why they keep things back.
Perception.
You know, I'm gonna have some pizza this weekend. Let me not tell Lewis that, you know.
Or it's too little, too late. They tell us after.
Then that I don't get, you know, but yeah.
Oh, you had a good time, yeah? yeah. Drinking, having a good time, yeah. All right, I see you. Yeah, I see you.
You know what? I remember a story I told you maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I was actually we're just joking around. So one of my clients, and she said she went to the pub for lunch with her husband over a weekend, and what got the thing going was she says how he had a burger and chips, but she just had a drink. Then I was like, oh, well, look, all right. At first, I was kind of just playing around with her. I was not trying to catch her out. So I say, oh, so you never had like one chip? Like nothing? Oh, yeah, I had one chip. Then I reply, oh, what, you just had one chip? I mean, who does that? I mean, surely would have had like a little handful, 2 or 3, maybe 4 chips. Then next thing she goes, yeah, I had a few. So what is it? You know, you've gone from saying you had nothing to one chip to a few chips. So
yeah.
And you know what? I genuinely think that maybe she just forgot. You know, I think sometimes people can start snacking and maybe just not realize
that,
maybe,
innit?
you know,
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
They forget that. You know what I mean? It's like I can't remember what show it was, and they were watching the eating habits of this lady in a day-to-day
you told me,
home environment, right?
Yeah.
And then and then they could see from the camera angle where she's cooking dinner for the family.
Yeah.
And as she's cooking, she's gathering some biscuits she's eating the food she's cooking.
Yeah.
But then she wouldn't track that. Yeah. She would only track what she's put down when she's having the meal with the family. So she missed all of that out, and that's where the extra calories were coming from.
It's funny because I think we've discussed this, but people's your food environment is such a big thing. So say when I'm doing admin at home, I literally try to avoid anything but water being on the table. Otherwise, I'm kind of typing away. You know, I grab this, typing away, I eat a bit of that, and it's just kind of a mindless kind of thing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? If you don't see it, you won't want it, right? Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
It's like I think people want to make sure they're not putting themselves in a situation where they need to rely on willpower because they're going to break sooner or later, well, eventually.
Bottom line is control and live your best life. Do we agree to disagree at least?
I mean, yeah.
Or do we agree fully on that?
Yeah, we fully agree. I mean, the thing with live your best life is, I mean, I'm not going to go and sniff all the cocaine, you know, I'm going to kind of, I mean...
What are you trying to say? Why do you keep mentioning cocaine? What's going on, Kev, man?
I watched The Wolf of Wall Street on 2 nights ago.
No, you're involved. Same way people are watching the new Top Boy, they're turning gangster.
Is it? No, I haven't. Is it good? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's good. But then, I know after I finished watch that, because I watched it pretty much like I binge watched it, I came more roadmanish. Yeah. Just because I was watching so much of it. So I was incorporating the slang, and I was like, hey, where's that coming from? That's from me watching too much Top Boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so is the rest of the society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what I sent you? You know what I sent you? I think I sent you the Scarface meme, or did was it? Was there a meme maybe yesterday?
I can't remember.
The one when he says relax. Remember the scene at the end there when he's got that pile of coke, and before he dies, I think his sister gets killed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in a bad way, isn't it?
Yeah. Scarface.
Yeah, that was a good film. Wasn't it?
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, gotta watch it again.
I do. And Godfather.
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah.
Classics. I think that's a wrap, mate.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful feeling. We got through the most there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to hit us up on the socials, to drop your comments on whether you're listening to this on Anchor, on iTunes, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, even the website. Don't be afraid to drop your comments. If you want us to talk about anything else in future episodes, we'll be looking to bring on some guests. We won't mention any names just as yet, because we don't want to mislead the people for one and say someone's coming and nobody's going to show up. But yeah, staying true, we'll introduce some guests, and we continue to talk about anything and everything in current affairs, life, fitness, behind the scenes of the personal trainer, of course, and just ranting, because sometimes you want to have a good rant, man. It's been a while since I've seen Kev. We haven't been able to use the podcast facility, but when we're here, we get to rant before off air and rant again on air. It's a good time. But thank you for tuning in, and we hope to hear from you next time, or to listen in and just enjoy. And the key thing to remember here is, in my eyes, there's no right or wrong. It's just about having control and understanding what works for you. Everyone has different goals, and we all have different ways of getting there. So short-term pain, long-term gain. Remember the long term of it. Sometimes we have to make some sacrifices, but then it's always good in the long run. And don't be afraid to try, because you don't know unless you try. Find myself in Lewis Paris Fitness on all socials. You can Google me, that's a good time too. And find my co-host here, man like Kev, Mr. Partner in Crime, Kev_performance. And thank you for Free UK for hosting. It's a beautiful feeling, it's a wonderful feeling. BTS _ the podcast, behind the scenes. It's a wrap.
That's quite philosophical there, you know. A little speech.
Get busy.
Yeah.
To get busy. Good times. #good times.
Pastor Lou, man.
Cheers.
Hashtag that.
Easy.